Hey guys, Hamza here. Hope everyone is well. Super cold outside, a little chilly inside. We've got the heat blasting, but I'm underneath Unity FL1 right now. Went through a couple of changes this week. On Monday, we installed the H&R Super Sport springs. These are the lower of the two options. They drop the car by 1.4 inches versus the standard H&R Sport, which dropped the car by 1.2. Definitely makes a little bit more difference when you see the car on the ground. To make sure that the alignment was back into spec, we did install the SPC upper rear camber kit. When you lower a car, there is a natural increase in rear camber, but with the stock arms, there's not enough adjustment range for you to bring the camber for both sides back into spec. So you always want to make sure if you're dropping your car lower than 1.2 inches, put some rear camber kit on. Doesn't, even if you go for a mild spring that's 0.8 inches and you just want simple adjustment for camber at the rear, get those arms. They're a great option. Today we're going to be doing another suspension upgrade. This is the factory rear sway bar. You can see the bar extends here and then dips into these lower camber arms over here as well. What a rear sway bar does is that it keeps the two sections of the suspension together, and as your car is turning, it's stopping a lot of the body roll. Now, this is a front wheel drive car, and it's a from Honda, or generally from the OEM manufacturer. They will put a smaller and a more gentle rear sway bar in, simply because not everyone can handle oversteer or wants to drive on the limit. Understeer is actually safer for most drivers, but for the enthusiasts, we want more we want to feel more rotation. We want to get that feeling of the rear sliding out. For example, the SI gets an 18mm rear sway bar. The Type R and the Type S, they get 20mm rear sway bar. But one of the best upgrades that you can do on your Civic and Integra is upgrade it even over factory spec. So today we're going to show you guys the 22mm rear sway bar by Progress Tech. So not only is it 6mm in diameter wider than the factory sway bar, it's also solid. So it's got quite some weight. Hollow, solid. So this is double the weight. We're definitely going to put this up on the scale and see what it weighs in comparison. We've got the appropriate brackets, the bolts, and these are super popular. They're the end links from a Honda Accord 2018 to 2022. They fit right up to the Civic. You don't need to spend a ton of money on end links. You can simply use these because they're beefier, just simply because the Accord weighs a couple 100 pounds heavier. The Civic actually comes with plastic end links, and these, being metal, are a lot stronger as is. This is the exact same end link setup that I'm running on my Type R. Adam is running on his FC3 SI, and we know that they're tried and tested. There's no issues with them. And of course, you get the grease as well. You want to make sure that you grease the bushings properly. If you don't grease them enough, you will get some squeaking at the back. One thing that we really like about the Progress rear sway bar is that it has these lateral locks in place already. None of the other sway bars, actually, correction, only the Eibach rear sway bar comes with ridges. Currently, the most popular sway bar on our website is the White Line, and the White Line doesn't come with the lateral lock. So this is really good to see that Progress has put some extra thought into their bar and implemented it. Now, being an 11th gen, these brackets are actually welded onto the factory rear sway bar, but good thing that Progress has included a set of brackets, so we don't need to get another set of factory brackets like we would have to for the White Line one. So it's a more complete kit, and that's the reason why we're showing it today, that you don't need to get anything else except for the Accord end links, which is also optional but highly recommended. So we're going to roll through the install next. Stay tuned, and we're going to go out for some after clips as well. We should also play some before clips for you as well. So let's roll the before clips and then install plus the after clips. Hey guys, so as you just saw, we did have to remove the hangers off the exhaust. If you have an aftermarket exhaust, it doesn't leave enough clearance over here above the 3-inch piping, so just remove the hanger off of either side to help pull this pipe down a little bit. That way you can snake the rear sway bar down. Just a little tidbit we wanted to show you. So we struggled a little bit with the end link nut over here. As you can tell, the car is exposed to elements, so it may not be a bad idea to have a 14 mil nut available to you handy from Honda or any hardware store. And while we were at it, well, let's also show you guys, this is the 16 mil hollow sway bar that came off the car. This is the 20 mil solid sway bar that came off my Type R. And this is the 22 mil solid sway bar that is from Progress Tech. So 4 pounds, 5 pounds, 6.6 pounds. Hey guys, just finished install. So 22 mil Progress rear sway bar is in, along with the Accord end links. Everything is set. We're gonna go out, take some videos of showing how the body roll was before, which we've already done, and then the body roll afterwards install. So yeah, let's see if we can get a solid comparison of how much less the car leans as we turn.